All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode of Mocktail Minutes. This is Bailey.
And this is Brianna.
This week I got my Unwell little drink. It's the pineapple coconut flavored. It's the sparkling energy drinks. So they only have 2 grams of added sugar, green coffee extract, and like B vitamins. And then it has electrolytes, but no sucralose in it or erythritol or aspartame or anything like that.
I really like those. I'm finally doing the clear protein. I got a Just Ingredients one. This is my first time drinking clear protein. I'm very late to the game, but it's the orange pineapple. It's actually pretty good.
Is it sparkling or is it?
No, it's flat. And it
Which is probably good.
this one kind of tastes like Tang. Did you ever drink Tang? It's so
No, I did not.
90s kids will kind of get it. It's bad for
Is it
you.
like Sunny D?
Yeah, it's kind of like Sunny D, but you would like get this like powdered mixture and you just mix it with water and it would make juice. It's basically Kool-Aid. It's kind of like Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
But it tastes like watered down Tang, like what your parents would do if they
Okay.
didn't want you jumping off the walls.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But honestly, I'm like 20 grams of protein. It's not bad. I might get some more. It's just weird that it's clear.
Yeah. And it doesn't taste like creamy.
Yeah. Tastes like juice, kind of.
This one is very pineapple coconutty, which I like.
This is also very pineapple. It's weird because it kind of makes my mouth tingle. It kind of makes me feel like I might be allergic to pineapple. I'm not going to stop, but
Do you typically eat pineapple?
yeah, like here and there I have pineapple, but I had pineapple, like fresh pineapple the other day, and it was kind of making my lips tingle too. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But then I started drinking this today. And it kind of makes my lips tingly.
Interesting. Kiwi used to do that to me, and now I don't have any issues with kiwi.
I swear I've never had that issue. So who knows? I'm not going to stop.
Well, today we are talking about food as medicine. This is, I feel like, a very common saying. I mean, I guess maybe in our world, maybe not to everyone else.
Yeah.
But we constantly talk about like what is the saying? It's like, let food be thy medicine. Who says, there's someone who said that. And it's like a coined quote, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But food truly is medicine. And I know people think we are crazy sometimes when we're like, it all comes back to the food because we're the dietitians and it's like food is so important. But I think the point of this episode we really want to drive home is the idea that literally food is how your body runs. Like it's not running off batteries. Like we're not charging our battery every night. The way our body is running is based off the food and the water, the minerals, the vitamins we are putting in it. So if you are eating like you're filling up a trash can, that's why you feel like a trash can. Because everything you eat gets broken down. It's not like you eat a piece of chicken and it comes out the other end as chicken. Like you're not seeing any chicken chunks in there. You should not be if you are. That ain't good.
Please call your GI doctor.
Yes. I mean, corn in your poo, that's
Corn's
pretty normal because corn's not going to break down. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Like it's just because of the fiber and it just doesn't break down. That's okay. But in general, like your food should be broken down. Like you're not having full kernels of corn, like the insides are broken down. It's like the shell that remains in the poo.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to talk about today, like what exactly is happening once food enters the body and why is it truly impacting everything?
Yeah. And I think the overall, I mean, we're going to get down to it, but really food supports hormones instead of fighting against them. So your body runs on hormones, a lot of them. Like we talk a lot about like insulin, cortisol, leptin, ghrelin, thyroid hormones. There's also sex hormones. There's a lot more than that. But when we are building balanced meals with adequate protein, fat, fiber, enough carbs that are nutrient rich, it really helps our blood sugar stay stable, insulin stays regulated, energy stays stable, we have reduced cravings, and then our stress hormones don't spike unnecessarily. Everything is just happy. And so when your meals aren't like balanced or they are mostly refined carbs or low nutrient foods, you're not going to be adequately set up. All of your hormones kind of go out of whack. Your blood sugar spikes, insulin surges, your energy crashes, your hunger rebounds. So you're kind of keeping your body in this state of not being able to function correctly simply because of the quality of your food. And it's not like you eat a cosmic brownie and your body isn't going to get something from it. Like it's going to get carbs, it's going to get other things for that it uses for energy, but it's lacking so many things that it needs to function like at the cellular level, if
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think it's hard to conceptualize as well because, like, when we think of ourselves, like, you can't see your cells. You can't see your cells working. So a lot of times we just don't realize how important this food breakdown really is and how much it is affecting us. Like one thing, so your food is also going to fuel your mitochondria. Your mitochondria, if you remember back in school, powerhouse of your cell, this is your energy factories. And so inside your cells, you have your mitochondria, which are tiny structures that turn your nutrients into energy, also known as ATP. Now, to do that, they need glucose from carbs, they need fatty acids from fats, they need amino acids from protein, B vitamins, magnesium, iron, CoQ10. CoQ10 has become very popular,
Mhm.
and as a supplement, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But when your diet includes whole foods rich in these nutrients, your mitochondria produce energy way more efficiently. I don't think we've talked about the retreat on here,
I don't think so.
but I am hosting a virtual retreat in April 16th and 17th, and I do have someone coming to talk about mitochondrial health.
I'm
We
excited.
don't talk about it a lot.
We don't. And I think it's because, it's stuff that we know as dietitians. Like we know, yeah, the metabolism of micro or macronutrients, but we also know micronutrients. And if you really, I have PTSD from those classes. Like it's so intense how many like nutrients and micronutrients our body needs to like function correctly. But your mitochondrial health is really important. So I'm actually really excited about that. But the other thing is food regulates inflammation. So inflammation isn't necessarily bad, it's protective, right? Like you get a cut, that little area gets inflamed, it sends a signal that your immune system needs to send, white blood cells there and help with infection and clot and stop bleeding and all that good stuff. But chronic low grade inflammation drives insulin resistance, cardiovascular disease, liver fat accumulation, joint pain, brain fog is a major one. And certain foods help to reduce this inflammatory load. So, fiber rich vegetables, berries, which we know people are not getting anywhere near their fruit and vegetable recommendation, olive oil, fatty fish, nuts. So, when we're talking about healthy fats, those sort of things, and then different like herbs and spices. And the herbs and spices, I think, are more known in like curcumin and stuff, like supplements, but you can get that stuff
Mm.
from foods as well. But they provide antioxidants and polyphenols that calm inflammatory signaling pathways. Like this is what we want, especially because so much stuff in our environment can also drive up inflammation.
Yeah. There's this doctor this week that told someone that I know. So they're in like the pre-diabetic range, and they're like, well, tell them to like switch to whole grains, things like that. And then they're like, and don't eat carrots or like spinach is one they mentioned. And I was like,
God, the like hard on for carrots has got to stop.
yes, carrots and bananas. And that's what everyone's told to avoid. I'm like, what about the soda
Yeah.
or the ice cream you're eating
Or
or the
like,
candy?
yeah, or the pizza you're grabbing. Like, it is
The issue
not
is
the
not the
carrots.
carrots. Like carrots can actually be anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm telling you, I've worn a CGM and tried out my smoothies. So this is broken down fruit that everyone hates on because it's spiking your blood sugar. I don't have blood sugar spikes with my smoothies. And I use bananas.
Yeah. It's it's not the bananas, it's not the carrots, it's definitely not the spinach.
No, I don't know where the spinach one
I
came
don't
from.
know
That was
either.
a new one.
That's funny though. I'm like,
Yeah. So these foods are actually helpful.
ask them the last time they ate carrots or spinach. I could promise you that did not give them free
They
diet.
actually do like carrots. And so that's why they were like, what the heck?
I can't have carrots. No, you can have carrots. Yeah.
Carrots are not the issue. The other thing food helps with is improving your metabolic flexibility. So, metabolic flexibility is basically your body's ability to switch between burning carbs and burning fat. So, when you eat enough protein, you strength train, you avoid constant grazing, and you're maintaining the stable blood sugar, your body actually becomes better at accessing stored fat for energy. So, we kind of get in a fat burning mode when we are more blood sugar balanced because we start to release a hormone called glucagon, which breaks down our stored sugar. So instead of like relying on a constant stream of food to keep us going, we can use our stored glycogen or glycogen, which is stored glucose.
which is very beneficial for long-term like weight maintenance as well.
Mhm.
The other thing is foods shape your gut microbiome. So your gut bacteria responds to what you eat within 24 to 48 hours. So I'm not going to go on a tangent about alcohol, but anyways, fiber feeds beneficial bacteria. So it's a prebiotic. It feeds the good bacteria that you want there so that it colonizes more and you have more of it. Polyphenols increase microbial diversity, which is good. You don't just want an overgrowth of one certain kind or two certain kinds because then things don't stay happy. Fermented foods introduce helpful strains, and then so a healthier microbiome we know helps with immune regulation. Like that's something that everyone's been on board with for a while, but it also helps with like mood, insulin sensitivity, and nutrient absorption. So you could be eating a ton of these foods, and if your gut isn't super healthy because of certain habits that you have or past things, you're not absorbing all of your nutrients. This is an important thing that not enough people talk about. You want to be absorbing all of your nutrients. And again, it plays a role in insulin sensitivity. And if you don't know by now, that's important.
Yes. And speaking of that, like your food is supporting your muscle, which protects your longevity. And muscle is not just like looks good type of thing. That also improves your insulin sensitivity. It protects against metabolic disease. It increases your metabolism and it improves just mobility. A lot of people are always like looking to improve their mobility, or especially as we age, where they're just like, I'm not very stable. Strength training will do that. I honestly am not very good at stretching. Maybe twice a month I stretch.
That might be more than me.
I don't stretch a lot. No, I also can't touch my toes. So maybe this is not the greatest advice, but I'm like, is touching my toes really a necessity? I don't know. And so I honestly don't stretch a lot. But I'm pretty mobile. I have good balance. I'm not gonna say I'm coordinated, but I feel like that goes into something else. But I'm stable.
Yeah, which is important.
I feel like my muscles and my bones are working well together. I focus on strength training. I don't run. I don't do that.
I do.
I what else don't I do that everyone thinks that we have to do? I don't do core exercises.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a core day. I don't have like, maybe there's some like, maybe I'll do a plank as part of a workout, but like, I'm not sitting there doing sit-ups.
Yeah.
I don't do like hardly any core workouts because if you are following a quality strength training program, these things should kind of be incorporated in. And if you think about it, even like when you're doing like an overhead press, let's say, like we think about our shoulders, I would say mostly is what people would assume that's what we're working. But like you shouldn't be like swaying back and forth as
You're
you do it.
using
So
your
you have to
stabilizing.
engage your core.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's engaging your core. You don't have to do all these sit-ups as well. I mean, right now I don't think I've announced it, but I am pregnant right now. So my core is a little off.
I don't know if you've
I don't think I have, but surprise. If you didn't see my Instagram announcement, I am pregnant right now. So the core is a little weird, and we're just getting real honest. I have not done a strength training probably 2.5 months.
Yeah. Well, you've
It's been rough.
yeah. I mean, you're how many weeks are you?
I will be 18 weeks
Okay, yeah.
tomorrow.
So you're like just out of the like,
Yeah.
and you have a toddler at home. So
Yeah. Right now we're focusing on steps because those also fell behind. And so we're working on the steps. I'm like, we can do that. And then we will ease back into some movement. I've been doing dance sculpt and as just like something fun to keep myself moving. So it's like cardio, like dance style at the beginning. And then it's kind of like, I think more toning exercises, you would say, like 1, 2 pounds, 3 pounds is
yeah.
what we're using. It's actually crazy because I am so sore like for the next couple days because it's like little muscles that I don't use a lot. It's interesting.
It's like doing bar. I did bar one
Yes.
time and I was like, this is like whenever
I'm like, I can do 10 pounds.
yeah, I can do this.
Don't give
Like
me
this
1 pound. I was like, So embarrassed.
I was humbled. But as far
So we're
as
focusing on
strength
steps and
training,
dance sculpt right now.
I like
Long
it.
story short,
But
but
also,
strength training does improve your mobility.
yes. And in order to have proper muscle, you need protein and
Protein,
carbs.
protein and carbs. Yes,
Mhm.
we forget about the carbs. So protein is breaking down to the amino acids, and you have to have protein and carbs in adequate amounts in order to repair that muscle. If all you're doing is breaking down muscle, well, you're not building it up, I guess.
You're not
You,
getting
you
the
got to
most
have
out of
both
it. That's
pieces.
for sure. Yeah.
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 If you're going to work out, you might as well eat.
Yeah. Rebuild it, get the most out of it.
Yeah.
That's directly from food. Food.
Sleep.
Yes. And sleep, which is, again, underrated. And then I would say food influences your brain. So your brain consumes about 20% of your daily energy, and the majority of it is carbs. Your brain runs on glucose. I forget what movie that is. But that
Yes.
so if you gotta think about like, oh wow, I need actually a decent amount of carbs just for my brain to work, which is why you get like brain fog and all that other stuff. But stable blood sugar, which means I'm eating enough, I'm eating enough carbs, I'm eating nutrient-rich carbs, I'm pairing it with protein and healthy fats. It's gonna help your focus, your mood, your decision making, your emotional regulation. Like we know what it's like to be like, I'm hangry and I'm irritable. I'm like, yeah, your brain is like, no, we're not making any large decisions. I hate you. So, but
We
large,
need carbs
yes,
for the
large
brain.
glucose swings can contribute to that irritability, cravings, fatigue. Like, I just don't want to do anything. Like, most of the time when women are like, I have been so tired, I'm like, what'd you eat today? And you better say more than iced coffee with protein for breakfast. Okay. Okay.
And a
Most
salad
of the
for
time,
lunch.
right? I know. But omega-3 fats, vitamin Bs or B vitamins, which is largely found in like animal proteins, magnesium, amino acid, they all support neurotransmitter production. So we need this for our brain, we need it for our gut, we need it for our hormone health, our muscles. You're now starting to see like, wow, a lot of this stuff, this food is medicine.
Yeah, and I think so, like, let's walk through kind of an example because one thing that I kind of always struggled with in school, like, I always think back to, like, biochem or organic chem where I'm like, this is all just, like, I always thought, like, made up things, which obviously, yes, our body's made up of, like, atoms and carbon and oxygen, so it's not made up, but, like, it was hard for me to conceptualize where I think this is kind of where the disconnect can be too with when it comes to, like, food and how it affects our body is, like, we see a piece of chicken and, like, that's kind of the extent, and we don't truly realize, like, yes, we're telling you it breaks down into amino acids, but it's like, we
Was
can't
that
see that happening.
right?
We can't see our muscles repairing. So, let's walk through, like, let's take, like, a breakfast. So, let's do, like, eggs, oatmeal, berries.
Okay.
I would say that's a pretty balanced breakfast there. So, basically what's happening is, number one, you're gonna break food into your building blocks. So, eggs, you have protein and fat. Oatmeal is mainly carbohydrates. You also have some fat, protein, fiber-rich carb. And then berries are also the same, like carbohydrate, has fiber, and then also has some like antioxidants with
Mm,
polyphenols.
yeah.
So in your mouth, you're going to be chewing it. Chewing mechanically breaks food down. This is the first part of your digestion. This is where we often we screw up right out the get-go because we chew our food like twice and swallow.
And solve
Like
it. Yes.
I started watching people chew their food. That's my new thing lately. I
Yeah.
was watching Josh the other night. I'm like, you chew your food really well, actually. He's like,
That's funny
let's
because I will to Victor, I'm like, did you chew that while watching?
usually he doesn't, which is why I started counting, and I was like, "You just chewed it, like, 13 times."
That's actually good. Yeah.
He's like, "Okay." Like, "And that's great. It's
You're like,
better
good.
for you." But then there are times it's, like, twice.
Yeah.
And so I've started, like, my family, I watch them eat now. Not not to be crazy, but it's just, like, observation. This is where we often mess up because we don't chew our food enough, which is why we don't digest it well. Because, like, so we have salivary amylase that starts breaking down carbs into smaller sugars. So, food breakdown starts happening in your mouth. If you were to chew a piece of bread for long enough and you just kept it in your mouth, it's going to get sweeter the more you chew it because it's breaking down into sugar. So, fun little experiment you can try. So, we're in the mouth, goes to your stomach. Stomach acid is going to break down protein or the egg proteins in this example. Pepsin is what begins to break down protein into smaller peptides, and food becomes more of like this kind of like liquid mixture, and so this is called chyme. Then in your small intestine, this is where like the real breakdown happens. Pancreatic enzymes break nutrients into like more absorbable units, because again, we're not just absorbing egg into our
It has to
body.
transport, like we're going to a cellular level now, like small.
Yes. And so like protein goes down to amino acids, carbs break down into glucose or small amounts of like fructose from the berries. Fat breaks down, like this is going to break down to your fatty acids and your monoglycerides. And so these are absorbed through your intestinal wall and then into your bloodstream. Then the body gets to decide, like, okay, here's what we're going to do with that.
Yeah. Also, going back to the stomach, this is why you need adequate stomach acid. Because you can't
And
absorb.
sodium.
Yes, you can't break down protein to be absorbed correctly. So,
Sodium to form that stomach acid.
exactly. Which is why long term, if people always are like, what? Long term, like, heartburn medications aren't a good idea. But, anyways, now it's like, okay, what happens to these different broken down things? So, carbohydrates, we're talking about the oatmeal and the berries. So, oats contain starch, which also breaks down to glucose. And then berries contain small amounts of glucose, fructose, which are two different type of sugars, fiber, and polyphenols. So the glucose is going to enter the bloodstream through kind of a complicated process, but we're not going to.
This is all very
We're not going to bore you with like
simplified and broken down.
sodium glucose transport pump. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But this causes blood sugar to rise. So you're having energy, glucose enters your bloodstream, blood sugar rises. In response, the pancreas releases insulin to act. First of all, to release insulin, it has to have correct micronutrients. So magnesium, potassium. Again, food is medicine. But insulin acts like a key. So it's going to allow glucose to enter the cells. So the glucose cannot get in if it does not have insulin. And so for glucose, there's several fates. Okay. So you could use it immediately for energy. Like if you're working out or you're needing that energy right now, be used right away, ATP production. The others, it's going to be stored as glycogen in your liver and muscle. We're hoping primarily it's going to your muscle, which is why it's important to have muscle. More muscle means more storage, which means you are not going to be making as much or storing as much as fat. But liver and muscle, and then glycogen. If glycogen stores are full, again, it's converted into fat and it's going to be stored somewhere else. This is not really going to be happening in a balanced meal with correct amount of like calories and macros and stuff like that. So because this meal contains fiber, protein, and fat, glucose enters the bloodstream slowly, which means moderate insulin release, stable energy, less crash, or inflammatory signaling.
So that's all going on with the carbs.
Yeah. At the
We
same
also have
time,
that protein. Yes. So we have the protein. The egg protein is broken down into those amino acids. So examples of these amino acids found in eggs, you have leucine, isoleucine, valine, lysine, methionine. All these amino acids enter circulation. So then the body will then use those amino acids to build and repair your tissue. So like muscle creation, your skin, hair, and nails, your gut lining. Leucine specifically is going to activate your pathway that signals muscle building. And so this is especially important if you strength train. These amino acids create enzymes and hormones. Many hormones are made from amino acids. For example, dopamine and serotonin, they require amino acids, precursors, like they require amino acids to be created. Thyroid hormone function also depends on adequate protein. And then the blood sugar balancing. Protein is going to slow that gastric emptying, and it's going to increase satiety hormones like GLP-1, which everyone knows about, but we don't realize that our body also makes it.
yes.
Protein and fiber help you release GLP-1.
And that you can release more. Who would have thought? Then lastly, well, except for the micronutrients, the last macro is going to be fat. So this is going to be mostly in those egg yolks. I'm just saying, yeah, they're in the egg yolks. I'm not going to assume what else you could have put in that. So egg yolk contains cholesterol. Again, the dietary cholesterol is not going to raise your blood cholesterol. This used to be a common thought. Yes, you can have more than one egg a day. Phospholipids, fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, and then omega-6 and a small amount of omega-3. So fat digestion leads to fatty acid absorbed into lymphatic circulation before entering the bloodstream. And these fats are used for cell membrane integrity. Every cell membrane in your body is made of phospholipids. I'm not going to explain it, but you need fat. The type of fat you eat influences membrane fluidity and signal efficiency. So they need to be able to talk to each other. So the quality of fat that you're eating is going to either hurt that or improve that. So this is why we know low carb, high fat diets, mostly high in like really high in saturated fat, it blocks that signaling. Hormone production. So cholesterol is the backbone for estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol, all of your really important sex hormones. Without adequate dietary fat, hormone production can suffer. This is why women should never be doing like really low fat ever. Satiety and slower glucose absorption. So fat delays gastric emptying. Another thing that GLP-1 does, which is why everybody doesn't really feel hungry. Fat also does this, and it flattens the blood sugar curve. So it's a very good buffer for glucose.
Fiber is another part of this meal. So going back to like the oats and berries, they have fiber. Now, fiber is not really digested. It travels to your colon where gut bacteria ferments it. And so this produces short chain fatty acids like butyrate or acetate. Those are very commonly heard ones. Butyrate is going to fuel those cells in your colon. It reduces your gut inflammation, it improves insulin sensitivity, and it strengthens your gut barrier. And then fiber in general also slows down glucose absorption. It helps get rid of excess cholesterol. It increases your satiety or your fullness. And so fiber is also indirectly regulating your blood sugar, inflammation, lipid levels, appetite. So fibers come into play. And then those berries, I mentioned polyphenols. Those are antioxidants. So berries contain like flavonoids and anthocyanins, and these reduce oxidative stress on the body. They improve your blood vessel function. They improve your insulin sensitivity, and they also support your gut bacteria diversity. So polyphenols act almost like signaling molecules, and they can influence gene expression through pathways involved in like inflammation and metabolism. So this is too where like the conversation comes up where yes, we have certain genes that predispose us, but sometimes we do things that kind of turn on those genes.
Yeah, which is a really cool rabbit hole that you can go down if you want to, but we all respond to different nutrients differently based off of our genetic makeup. So basically what this comes down to is long-term, the quality of your diet, the balance of your diet, the types of foods you're eating matters, because let's take this breakfast, for example, just as breakfast. It is going to be providing you substrate for ATP production, so it's giving you energy. It's stimulating muscle protein synthesis, so it's helping you build muscle. It feeds good bacteria, reduces oxidative stress, supports hormone production, stabilizes blood sugar, promotes satiety. And this is happening all before like 9 a.m. in the morning. Okay. So over time, all of this matters because the way that you eat consistently, now there's going to be times where you eat things that probably aren't the best, but your overall 80-20, right? Your 80% of what you eat consistently is triglycerides are going to decrease, HDL improves, fasting glucose stabilizes, liver fat decreases, energy improves, and muscle mass is preserved. So these are all things that we have medications for. We have learned the mechanisms of actions for how to manipulate all these things, and we have medications for it. Not that medication is bad, because plenty of people need it and benefit from it. But the thing is your lifestyle greatly contributes to how your body is functioning. And this is why medication plus lifestyle is like works astronomically well. But your lifestyle, and this is why sometimes just medication doesn't help enough.
What you're putting in your body and how you're using your body on an everyday basis, that is going to influence how you feel, how you age. And we always joke around like, okay, why are we doing this? And for me, I don't have a weight loss goal, but like, I don't honestly have a goal to live forever either. Like, I don't think we need to live forever and be like immortal. But I do have a goal to have like a good long life. I don't want to be laying in bed
Yeah.
when I'm 80. I want to be up moving around. Like, I don't want to spend my last 15, 20 years. That's a long time. Maybe like my last 5 to 10 years. And I don't want to spend a year in bed. So I don't necessarily have a goal to live forever, but I have a goal to age not in a crappy way.
Gracefully. Yeah, and honestly, it sounds like a long time, but there's plenty of people that live the last 20 years of their life very much not optimally. So,
Yeah, sure.
I just wanna feel good for however long I'm alive. I wanna feel good, you know?
Yeah.
I
I
know
wanna
some
shock
lady.
people when I'm like, "I'm 92," and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I thought you were
And I'm,
70."
like, walking down the street.
Mhm.
"Look at that 92-year-old."
Like, I have that going for me still, like, someone the other day was like, "I thought you were, like, 24." I was like, "Nope."
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanna feel
My
good.
metabolic age is 3 years younger, though, right now, I will say that.
Did your Aura tell you that? What told you that?
Yes.
I need to look. I'm not gonna look right now.
When I first got it, I was only 1 year younger.
No, so you've improved it.
Mhm.
This is good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
and then
wanna.
the pregnancy has kinda messed with my HRV, so
Oh, for sure.
that's
Yeah.
okay.
No, I don't wanna live till, like, 110, 100. I don't even know if I wanna live to 100, but I wanna feel good.
We're
I do
not
love
trying to live till 110, we're just trying to live till
whenever I live, but I feel good.
whenever, and I'm walking till the day I die.
Yes. I don't ask for much.
All right, everyone, have a great day, and we will be back next week with a brand new episode.
Bye.
Bye.